Hi friends, thanks again for joining the journey as I am your tour guide through this path of consciousness that we are swirling through, spiraling, golden spiraling our own beautiful paths together, but we can sort of fly in these beautiful flight formations as individual pixels of consciousness and traverse similar journeys together as we journey to parallel now moments of realities that we choose to embody as pixels of light that want to have a human experience, or a tree experience, or a stone experience, or a papaya experience. Got these papayas, trying to get some of them to ripen. I had to pull them off the tree because the ants had found them. Got the shungite pyramid here. So this video will be short and sweet and to the point. I've got a lot of work, mostly energetically preparing for this trip, this journey in the physical with the spaceship that is my camper van build in progress. It's been in progress for about 4 years, that's okay. So just wanted to pick up a little bit where we left off yesterday with time loops, and also hope you all enjoyed the parallel view from looking into the patio from here. It's kind of a reverse view in a sense, not exactly, but so time loops and how we are as consciousness looping through time and space at perfected golden ratio loops, and our pixel, our bubble of consciousness is utilizing these perfect nesting structures, like these bubbles that are nested within one another, always at perfected golden ratio. But because we can sort of, I see it in my mind's eye, you know, putting many worlds interpretation aside, of because I feel like we can look at this reality through many different lenses, and there's this sort of infinite ways of looking at it. But if we want to look at reality as, you know, being an individual sphere that's traveling through an infinite realm of possibility, an infinite realm of potential that is the 0 point, that basically we think a thought and then on some level we're experiencing it just by thinking it. So we're looping through time and space at perfected golden ratio intervals, these like nested bubbles that overlap with one another to create an infinite variety of shape and form just by nesting different bubbles that can take the form of color and light and sound. And so we're looping through, and as we become more present in the current moment that we're in, as we hone this skill to be truly here from moment to moment, slowing down as much as we need to be really present, then we can be more conscious of the time and space loops that we create and the experiences that we want to embody as we journey through time and space. So as I prepare for this journey, I'm envisioning myself completely at peace, preparing for it, which I have been. I'm seeing myself the whole journey completely safe, smooth, to where I'm at peace in my mind and my heart. I'm seeing the same for the event. I'm seeing everyone at the event just having a wonderful time and just really having fun with one another and being grateful to spend time with one another and to meet other incredible people and share our experiences, and for the event to have this beautiful protective bubble of truth, and really wanting to get this space in the most beautiful state possible before I depart, because my friend will be coming to start working with the land and start bringing in some wonderful, beautiful technology through craft and through art. So wanting to hand off the space to him in a wonderful condition, and for it to be sparkly and refreshing when he gets here. really just putting my intention that everything that I learn on this trip and experience, you know, that in particular at the event, meeting people and talking to people, that I can be a conduit for their voices and for their messages and experiences, to be able to basically transmit that information back to you all, so that this is like a continuous loop, like a feedback loop of where I'm volunteering for this foundation, this trust, this nonprofit, however you want to call it, this project for the greater good of humanity. So I'm aligning my actions to serve the highest good for all, so that humanity can really level up in our consciousness, and then as we evolve in our consciousness, be able to work with more and more incredible technologies, because we need to be able to believe that they can work and believe that they're real for them to even come into our realm of consciousness. We need to vibrate at the frequency that, yes, these things are real, and yes, we deserve them in our life. And then that's how they come into our consciousness. We need to sort of prove to ourselves that we're ready for it, because we tend to think of like events in our life as being like that they're only, if they're stressful, it's like a bad thing, or it's a bad event, or some kind of negative. But really, positive events in our lives are also a form of stress, but we call it eustress, EU stress. So it's like it's that ready, like before you're getting ready to start a race and you're like ready to go. So we want, like, one thing I want to mention to you all that I thought of earlier was how we have the potential to hone our vessel to be able to experience larger and larger quantities of bliss. And that's a skill. That's like an energetic capacity. It's like, how much of the lightning bolt can you inhabit with your own body? Danny and Brinkley got like struck by lightning twice. Actually, I was talking to a guy at the crystal shop down the street that got struck by lightning twice. And he said he was looking in and it was blue. It was bright blue. The lightning's been coming through my artwork a lot lately. So can we inhabit the lightning bolt of bliss? Can we be a vessel that, and can we strengthen our capacity for bliss? Because it's like when we're the vessel for just this beautiful, pure, euphoric energy, and when we can be the vessel for that to come through in a very crystalline, authentic, you know, honed frequency of honing the precision of that beautiful bliss, so that we can really bring that light of that euphoric, pure nirvana, like bring it into this realm, like tap into our parts of ourselves that are in those sort of higher frequency realms, inhabit in that with our own physical body here on earth, to be a conduit for that light, truth, code to come through our vessel. Everything is like zeros and one. You can just picture computer code, right? And maybe, you know, these bubbles of consciousness that maybe some people call plasmoids, maybe that's what Malcolm Bendel would call them. We could talk about it as this Planck unit in our realm of like basically the smallest you can go. And to me, it seems kind of logical that that would also be associated with some kind of form and shape. If that's the smallest unit, well then wouldn't that also take form as like the smallest form? So continuing that, the theory that sort of emerged yesterday when I was sharing with you all my vision that perhaps we each have our own Planck sphere bubble of consciousness, and that's our domain, and everything we're experiencing is stemming from that, fractaling out from that perfected golden ratio. But that bubble is in the portal of our heart. And everywhere we go, everything we do, we're not actually really going anywhere. We're just so we can see it as going, constantly moving through it, and we can see it as being completely stationary the whole time, because it's all just thought. It's all, you know, all this experience is just pure consciousness. And so we know in that fundamental realm, fundamental layer of everything being love, that there is no such thing as movement. You know, so we can look at it from infinite lenses, and I encourage you to just allow your own self to shift your lens I'm just sharing my perspective of what I've been seeing through my lens, but obviously everyone has their own unique, authentic, individual truth. So I encourage you to tap into that. And all right, well, I'm gonna get back to preparing for this beautiful journey that you all will definitely be with me in spirit, and I'm so grateful for your support through this vessel of consciousness, this conduit that, you know, we're strengthening over time, and the more we journey together in these little jaunts through time and space, where we're transcending time and space, really, using it as a vehicle for fun. So, as always, just so much gratitude to all for joining. And it may be a few days. I'm really just not sure if I'll be able to keep making these videos on the road. If it feels appropriate and it's in alignment, then I certainly will. But if it's you know, a week or so before you hear from me, then just know that I'm on the road, and I'll be traveling through. Let's see. I think a little bit of Georgia, and then over through, let's see, what would that be? I want to say Alabama, and then Mississippi first, maybe Tennessee. I headed up out west, north. The journey's kind of different every time, so I guess we'll see what the journey is. But I suppose if I always just go, you know, I always go where I need to be, and that's just my intention all the time, is to move from the heart space. And that, I'll leave you all with that. If we can just remember to anchor into that center point in our heart that is that Planck point of that perfect lens of our authentic self, if we can like relocate and reoccupy the domain of that beautiful little sphere within us, and then we like have that as our center point to move forward, backward, left, right, up, down, flowing through time and space. If we're moving from there, it just, to me, it feels like home to anchor in at that point. And I really do, the more and more I just journey on my own path of discovery, I feel that our own experience is just beautifully, perfectly fractaling out from that point. So honing in on that center point is a wonderful practice that I hope to continue myself, and perhaps it's something you all want to continue or start, or you know, whatever works for you. All right, so much love. Until next time, take care.